What's going on, everybody? It's Tyler back again, back at it with another video. So today we're going to talk about on building a G37 or 370Z on a budget. I most frequently get these questions usually on my Instagram and on my Facebook page, especially that now that these cars are under $20,000, $15,000, even sometimes $10,000 that you can find these days, and it's very accessible and very affordable to any car enthusiast, that especially is trying to come into the scene. So we're going to talk about that today. But first, we're going to talk about our first ever 500 sub giveaway winner, and that is VQ Franman. He won 2 Delaware VQs stickers that I had recently mailed out to him. Hopefully I'll see that on his Q50. Go support him. Go look on his Instagram at VQ Franman. Now that we hit 500 subs, my next goal is to hit 1,000 subs. And we're also going to do a giveaway. To let me know what you want me to give away, be sure to smash that like button, share, and subscribe. We're going to need to hit those to 1K. But let me know in the comments what you want me to give away next. Alright, so first things first, many car enthusiasts, they want to change their exhaust for a better and deeper tone. Honestly, for the VQ37, G37 370Z platform, the cheapest way to honestly do it without going a resonated or a muffled leap, because in my opinion they sound bad due to the raspy and high drone pitch sounds that nobody wants, that gives the VQ stigma of being a trumpet for. What I recommend is a Rev 9 axle back system. It's around $300 on various websites. All you do is just unbolt the muffler section called the axle back section on most cars, and you just replace it with these lighter pipes in the rear, and it does make some pretty decent sounds. So pair this up with some resonated test pipes from Z1. It could be from Burke, it could be from ISR if they have it available still, or you can go unresonated test pipes, which will be a little bit more raspier and a little bit more dronier, just to give you a heads up on that. You can get unresonated straight through test pipe from Z1 themselves. I think it's around $250, so that's already $500 there, just between the Rev 9 axle back and the test pipe itself. Another good thing too is also looking into intake wise. Now on the cheaper side, to actually make some decent power, avoid the short ram hot air intakes like from K&N Typhoon or any to be honest, any eBay cheap expose open hot air intakes that are short ram. What I recommend is a AFE drop-in filter. That's around $100 for 2 filters, because you're going to need 2, and Mishimoto intake tubes that are around $100, so that's around $200 for intakes. And they actually proven to, believe it or not, with the stock air boxes and different intake tubes with the filter, they actually gain a little bit of wheel horsepower compared to the OEM setup, around like 5 to 7 wheel horsepower extra. I thought that was interesting. For $200, it's not bad. So that's something to consider. For a third way to build a G37 370Z on a budget is some wheels. So this is kind of a little bit, controversial. Oh, you can pick up XXRs, JNCs, ESRs for under $1,000. But here's my opinion on them. To be honest, they're heavier, and they're called reps for a reason, because their replica quality isn't really the best. Now, you could say, oh, you're running ESR wheels. I am, but I only paid $600 brand new, when they're going on Fitment Industries and other various websites on Marketplace, for example, for $1,200. That also brings me to that point. When you're looking for wheels, I would look into Enkis, Koenigs, or SSRs. You can find some good deals, especially on for under $1,000 with tires, you can find a lot of Enki or OEM Enki wheel options. For example, like the G37 coupe wheels, especially if you don't have them now. Even you can have your raise wheels from 370Z or the G35 coupe 19-inch raise, and you can keep those and find those for under $1,000. And honestly, there are better options than those replica wheel companies. But if you're looking for a lightweight wheel on a budget, that is a tried and true wheel. I usually recommend the RPF1 or the Enki NT03. Now that we got wheels, exhaust, intakes done, now what you want to do, in my personal opinion, I would do lowering springs before any wheels, in my opinion, just because you want the fitment to look good. So if you're doing this on a budget, I would usually recommend Swift springs for the higher end. I had Swift springs beforehand. Coilovers, to be honest with you, on the cheaper side, like Rev 9 or Godspeed or Megan, I really do not recommend them just because of their lack of quality, in my opinion. You want to get the better coils or save up more money for better coilovers. But for lowering springs for now, for under $300, you can find Swift, Eibach, and Tane. Those are the go-tos. It doesn't matter if you're all-wheel or rear-wheel drive. You can find any lowering springs that are around that budget. Just avoid the Godspeed lowering springs because they don't really hold up as well either, to be honest. Next up is spacers. Now, if you want to get done with your springs on top of your wheels, I recommend getting Z1 spacers that are hub-centric. For flush fitment, go with 20 to 25 millimeter Z1 spacers. You have to buy 2 pairs of them because they only come in pairs of 2. And I believe with that, it runs you around $150 to $200. Just a little FYI on that. You want to make sure you want to torque them down to spec, and make sure if you're running aftermarket wheels, always run aftermarket lug nuts. The aftermarket wheels will not fit with OEM lug nuts, vice versa as well. And since we're coming up on the last couple ones, a few miscellaneous ones that you can do that are usually around under $100 is, for example, like if you want to wrap your interior in carbon fiber, like the metallic exposed portions of the interior, like the armrest and the center console, you can wrap that for under $50. You can get a roll and you can wrap it yourself to save on labor. There's also Kuzmo radio knobs that you can get. This will enhance the classier interior with instead of the rubber black knobs that disintegrate over time. You can get Kuzmo radio knobs. And also what I also did was get a Q60 boot and shift knob for under $300. It's pretty simple, plug and play. You do have to remove the center console portion in order to get the boot out, and you need shop staples in order to fully secure it. But the last not least thing on a budget, and this is honestly, you can do this for around $200, maybe even cheaper, especially if you're doing it yourselves, is a nice full interior and exterior detail of your car. Nothing is better than a clean car, and it goes a long way. And you want to make sure you want to take care of your pride and joy, especially you put all this money and how much you bought the car for. You want to make sure you want to keep it the way it is, make it look nice. Since you got all the exhaust, you got the wheels, you got the springs, and all that, you can get the tune too as well. Even though that's not in the budget, that's around $800 to $1,000 if you want to get EcuTech tune. But nothing's better than a clean car, in my opinion. And doing a full detail interior and exterior detail goes a long way. But that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any other comments or tips, anything that I left out, please let me know on the bottom by commenting, and hopefully I'll catch you soon on the next video. Thank you, guys.